Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Michael, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining about why I decided to start my channel. We're going to explain this is my first ever podcast episode, and I wanted to just sit with people and talk about why I decided to start my channel as the very first episode. I'll be uploading future podcast episodes every Friday and Saturday, so that's just a heads up to people if anybody else wants to go ahead and look at the podcast or whatnot. It's really entirely up to y'all, but basically what's going on is the reason I created the podcast is basically I wanted a place where people can have real conversations, not focusing on politics or celebrity drama. We are not doing that here. We're doing something entirely different, focused on wanting to discuss things people carry inside them every day, like relationships, relationship drama, anxiety, growing up, school, being lonely, communication, and lessons from life, especially lessons from my life that I've learned. And basically I'm going to be talking about that as I work on my Fortnite map. And this Fortnite map is called Black Sun City Roleplay. It's basically a little roleplay map I decided to design. It's nothing too crazy, but it's something that I thought would be super cool to make, because I always wanted to create my own roleplay city. And basically as we go, I can also show people how they can learn different mechanics to make different maps, like how to set different names and stuff for different things. I have to get rid of this real quick. I have to look for other ones, because there's one I have. Where is he at? Here he is. Alright, let's copy this one. And then we're gonna bring this one everywhere. But basically we have all kinds of stuff in this map, basically. So we're gonna start off by explaining what the Jester of Shadows mean. Basically, Jester, what it means to me is that historically a Jester entertained the king. A Jester could sometimes say difficult truths that others were afraid to say, like basically knights and peasants couldn't say anything to the king like how a Jester could, because a Jester was there to entertain people and basically say things sarcastically and give them basically just someone to entertain the king entirely. But they can also say kind of harsh things about the king, like how the king treats people and stuff, and just to entertain the king, and they wouldn't get hurt because they're basically there just to protect the king. Well, I'm not fully sure if that's really historically accurate. If anybody wants to say anything about that, they can feel free to type in the comments if you have anything to say about that. But basically, a Jester is basically, oh Lord, my bad if I sound a little nervous. This is my first time trying to do this to entertain people, so I'm kind of messing up on my words, so I hope that doesn't really mess with anybody. But the Jester used humor while speaking honestly, like he would make a certain joke or certain things like that, etc. And the personal meaning that I have behind it, why it's in my channel name, is because many people use jokes as armor. Sometimes people laugh the loudest while carrying the most pain. And small doesn't always mean someone is okay, especially with depression, because depression is something that's really on the inside, that messes with your mind. It's not something that people really can see on the outside. Usually when people think of illnesses or something like that, they expect to be able to see it on someone's face, or basically, and a lot of people can hide stuff like that. They hide stuff like that on a daily basis. They usually use it in their voice. They can easily hide it, and then most people won't even know. Most people don't know what you're going through until it's too late. And honestly, That's also why I'm creating this channel, to also help talk about depression and stuff with people, explain certain things that a lot of people wouldn't understand, and generally just talk about everything generally. Just this to generally help people understand things. And basically what it means is, another meaning that has is, never mind, hold on, that was all the meanings of it. I have stuff written in my notes so that way I can remember everything I have to say, because doing this for the first time is kind of nervous, so I hope this first episode doesn't flop. But what shadow represents to me is, shadow represents the hidden parts of life: anxiety, stress, fear, regret, depression, loneliness, overthinking. It's basically the mask people wear every day, things people carry without anyone noticing, like certain things that people can say or think, and that's basically what that is. And basically the shadows follow us everywhere, even if nobody can see them. Basically everything that you've dealt with in life can carry with you, and it's just how it is. It's not something that we all want to happen, but realistically a shadow does walk with you all the time. But what people don't know, what people don't see, is what's inside that shadow. People don't see the things that happen on a daily basis and what people think about. And Jester plus Shadows, basically what the whole meaning of my name is, a Jester of Shadows, is speaking honestly about the things hidden behind the mask, bringing hidden struggles into the light, creating a place where people feel understood. Basically that's all I want to do, is build a community to help people understand and also bring people together who deal with certain things. Especially if you're dealing with the same thing, you can relate to somebody, which is low-key amazing, being able to talk to somebody about something I both experience and deal with. It's kind of good because it kind of shows you that you're not alone, which is really a good thing, to kind of help you slowly get through everything that you have to. And yeah, sharing your experiences of what you've learned, not to tell people how to live, but to offer another perspective. And by the way, this podcast isn't about exposing other people's lives. It's about my own experiences, what I learned from them, and how those lessons might help someone else. I wanted to say thank you everyone for listening. This is only part 1, by the way. I will be creating part 2 some other time, but stay tuned, because tomorrow, or every Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be posting a part of this. And tomorrow I'm going to post episode 1 about my high school journey. Well, let's let you know, I graduated high school this year, class of 2026, and basically I wanted to talk about my own high school experiences, especially what most people don't talk about. A lot of people talk about the internal struggles that happen outside of school. I want to talk about the internal struggles that are inside of school, what kids deal with on a daily basis. And basically I'm going to be talking about that through my high school journey. And we're going to start with episode 1, which is basically going to be this is part 1. When I post another part 1, it's going to be for my high school journey, which I'm going to label it I forgot what I'm going to label it, because I have to think about it. But you'll see the title of, I think it's called The Hallway of Truths, is what I'm going to name my first episode for the high school series. And it's going to talk about each year of high school I went through. And yeah, it's going to, basically I'm going to talk about my high school journey, relationships, being an introvert, anxiety growing up, and life lessons I learned in school. Not from other people, what I've learned myself from being in high school. And I want to say thank you all for spending some time with me today. This has been episode 1 of Jester of the Shadows. I hope you'll join me again next Friday as we continue this journey. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next episode. And also, don't forget, tomorrow, since it's Saturday, I will be posting part 1 of my high school journey. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.